Shelby starts off this hour in Springfield, Missouri. Hi, Shelby. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
We have a 2008 Nissan Rogue that we've had for 10 years, and it just died today. The car itself is worth $3,000, and we have it paid off, of course. The transmission to put into the car to fix it would cost $2,900. So do we pay what the car is worth to fix it, or do we spend an extra $5,000 that would take about a year to pay off to buy about a 4-year newer car?
So you have the $2,900 to fix the transmission?
Yes.
Okay.
But we don't have the extra $5,000 that we would in about 6 months to a year.
Why an extra $5,000? Just because you want a better car?
No, is it smart to fix the car?
Both are dumb.
That's only, what's that?
Both are dumb.
Both are dumb?
What's wrong
Okay.
what's wrong with buying a $3,000 car with the money that you have?
It doesn't seem like it would last us with our we have 4 kids.
You're driving a $3,000 car now.
Yeah, and it's broken.
Yeah.
So you would say buy a $3,000 car that might have the same problems as our current $3,000 car?
Well, your $8,000 car might have the same problems if you select a bad car. A $25,000 car can have a transmission go out. Any car can have a transmission go out. Any car runs a chance of breaking down. But if you want to use all of those emotions to rationalize going into debt, you can, but I'm not going to tell you to. I think it's stupid. I'll walk before I have a car payment.
But do we put the money into our broken car?
No.
Like, would you pay $3,000 into a car that's worth $3,000?
No, I would sell your car. I would sell your car as is for salvage. I would take that money and put it with the actual cash that you have, and I would not buy a car that had any debt on it.
Okay.
Now, you said you could pay off a $5,000 additional loan in 1 year, right?
Oh, or less.
Okay. How quickly could you pay it off if you went absolutely bananas?
Maybe like 2 months.
2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then you could rent a car for 2 months and save up the money.
Yeah. Okay.
And then pay cash for a better car if you want to do it that fast. Or you could buy the $3,000 car with... How much money do you actually have in cash?
About $3,500.
Okay, and your car probably bring about $500 as is, right?
Uh-huh.
So we're buying a $4,000 car with cash and then save like crazy between now and Christmas and trade again.
Uh-huh.
Move up.
But would that be a wash? I mean, we wouldn't... I guess we would pay... We would get $4,000 if we just bought a car for $4,000.
Yeah, $4,000 car is not going to go down much in value in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's pretty well done.
Uh-huh.
So it'll hold, especially if you buy a decent car, you know, something that's decent for $4,000. You're going to shop around, make sure you get something that's reliable, and that's in better condition, honestly, than your Rogue was. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can buy a lot of car for $4,000 if you watch what you're doing. We're not worried about the sex appeal of this car. We're worried about its mechanical substance.
Yes.
I don't care if people make fun of its body. I want it to work for those 6 months, and during those 6 months you save up and pay for it. Now, let's back off just a second, okay?
Okay.
Here's the reasoning behind this so that you understand why I'm coming down so hard on it. The average car payment in America today is $507. If the average person with the average car payment were to instead invest that money from age 30 to age 70 instead of having a car payment their whole life, they would have in excess of $5 million. Translation, car payments are stupid because it costs you $5 million in the scope of your life. Because you see what I'm saying? So if the thing you've got to do then is you got to go, okay, every time I have a problem, I can't solve it with debt, even if I can, in quotes, pay it off quickly. Put your air quotes up when you do that, you know, like pay it off quickly. which is famous
Right.
last words, because usually then life happens and you don't pay it off quickly, and it drags on out, and you end up living your life from debt to debt to debt to debt to debt, from car payment to car payment to car payment to car payment, from this crisis solved by debt to that idea solved by debt to, oh, we went on vacation, we didn't quite pay for it, we got that. Oh, last Christmas, I forgot it was in December, so it's debt. And, and life, this is how most people live, and they live broke. And you work your whole freaking life giving your money to some stupid bank. And that's what I'm trying to prevent here. I want you to win. I want you to be wealthy. And the best way to do that is drive like no one else so that later you can drive like no one else. Today, you know what I drive? Anything I want. But you know what I drove when we went broke? A borrowed 1978 Cadillac that the predominant color on it was Bondo, and the vinyl roof was loose, so when you drove it, it filled up with air. It looked like a Bondo parachute coming down the road. You might be a redneck if was written on the side of it. Really. I drove that car for what felt like 10 years during one 3-month period. That car has scarred me psychologically to where I will never again in my life do anything that puts me or my family in a position that we have to drive some piece of crap like that again. We are going to save. We are going to live on less than we make. We are going to have a plan. We are going to work like maniacs. We, the Ramseys, are never going to do that crap again. My family tree has changed. And that's what I want for you guys. Instead of living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, pulling up at a stoplight, comparing cars, with everybody around you. Those are broke people at that stoplight. They look good, but they're broke people. And if they got a ski boat or a bass boat behind that nice truck, they're really broke people. Because they got a $600 payment on a bass boat because the former bass boat, the engine wasn't big enough and those bass were outrunning them, so they had to get a faster boat. Don't we do this stuff? We do this stuff. We all do this stuff. So we have to stop. We have to go, no. At some point we have to break the mold, break the cycle, break the chains, break the curses off our family tree and say, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. As for me and my house, I don't care what you think about what I drive. Whether you think it's too nice or not nice enough, because it's not your freaking car, it's mine. Shut up. I don't care what you think about what I drive. I'll tell you who does care. My grandkids. Their lives are changed. A godly man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Try that one on. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.